So the first person who's going to come up here and talk to you very much enjoys playing rugby. Her favourite subjects are chemistry and maths. When we asked what do you want to do in the future, she said she'd like to be an equine surgeon. I don't know about you, but looking at what these young people want to do in the future, it's going to be phenomenal. So this young lady is from the Cotswold School. That was good noise from 4 people. Please go wild for Megan O'Brien.
Stop. Imagine everybody who has ever existed, even me, talking to you right now. All of us are related to you, and all of you are related to me. But how? Everybody has ancestors, a huge pyramid leaping into the past and balancing right on top of your head. If you go back 5 generations, your ancestors total 62. But if you go back 40 generations, or about 1,200 years, that's over 1 trillion ancestors. But that can't happen, right? Because that's about 10 times of the amount of people who have ever existed, which totals at 107 billion. There have only been about 7,500 generations of Homo sapiens. So where are all your missing ancestors? Well, there's a factor that we haven't quite put into consideration yet, and that factor is inbreeding, and quite a lot of it. Every family tree merges. Even Einstein and Queen Victoria married their first cousin. Because so many relatives have reproduced, our actual number of ancestors is much more concise. To be accurate, we have to look at our DNA. Because DNA gets copied as generations go on, sometimes malfunctions are copied in, like putting in the wrong colour Lego brick into a sequence. These can build up over time so scientists can read them like a clock to see when and where they come from in the world. What's more, today any 2 people can only vary in about 1 in 2,000 DNA base pairs, which contain little snips of information to help the scientists do this. Scientists have discovered an ancestor related to the entire world population, but whose genetic influence is invisible. You have a 47th chromosome, and it is located within your mitochondria, which is in most cells of your body. Because mitochondria comes from elsewhere, its genetic influence does not get changed or shuffled as generations go on. What's more, your mitochondrial DNA does not come from your father's sperm, but it all comes from your mother's egg. So we can trace an unbroken line going through each female in your family, and we can track it all the way back to one woman who lived 150,000 years ago in Central Africa. Other Homo sapien women lived beside her, but only her lineage lives on today. Her name is Mitochondrial Eve, and in the most basic, true form, me, you, judges on the panel, your teachers in the classroom, and your grumpy old boss that moans at you for being 3 minutes late into work in the morning, we are all related.
Well done, Megan. That was brilliant, and kicking us off in such a confident and amazing and storytelling way. Well done for getting up on stage. That was really, really good. I was wondering, when I was listening to you here expand on the story that you were telling us, when you started investigating all your different sources and looking at all the bits of information, how did you decide what story you wanted to tell?
Well, when I decided that I wanted to do how we're all related, because it kind of started from a rumour in school, and I kind of decided that I wanted to go down the route of what little bit, so how small something can be that links everybody in the world together. Because no matter, humans, they look very different, but on a DNA level we are very similar. Groups of apes in Africa have less genetic resemblance than the entire human race. So how something so small can connect all of us together is what I wanted to go down. Yeah.
Brilliant, thank you very much.
Do we have one more question, Joe?
What would you say, Megan, was the most surprising thing that you found when you were doing your research?
Well, probably the most surprising thing that I found was the fact that it was 150,000 years ago that one woman lived, and that we all came from her. I thought it would be like longer since she lived, but if you think about it, it's not that long that we've been around, to be honest. So, but yeah.
Thank you so much. Give it up for Megan.